all the buttons too. We'll see you at Ann's. Bye, everybody. See you soon. Get your magazines out.
I should be.
There's Ann's. There's Ann's comment. Go ahead.
Okay, hi everybody that's coming in. Beth's stream was awesome and funny. I love Beth because she's just so real and so honest and fun to watch. And she's just, an incredible person. And we are kind of neighbors. We're not that far apart. So thank you for everybody that's coming in. Melissa and Ruth and Nancy and Mina, Sabrina and Shelley, Sherry and Teresa, little sister, Barbara Clark and Sharon and Beth. Beth, you are a trooper. And Candy and Joy and Aunt Beck and Janet and Elvis and Kathy D and Rebecca. Thank you so much for coming in. I so appreciate it. You guys are just amazing. Violet, yes. And I don't know whether you can even guess what my challenge is. It's kind of a mess. But my challenge actually is, I love saying the word faux. So my challenge is faux postage stamps. So I'm going to attempt to make some, I love saying the word faux. So I'm going to be making some fake postage stamps. Hi, Erin. Good to see you. And I want to show, to demonstrate that you can make these faux postage stamps out of almost anything. And I'm going to start with, after I go through a magazine, and we all harvest magazines, I do at least, and then I can go back and harvest them again. And when I say harvest them again, I'm looking for little tiny itsy bitsy pictures. And sometimes I make like a little mask to kind of look at them, because I'm now looking for tiny, tiny, tiny pictures. So I've gone through this magazine and I'm looking for some tiny images. So I kind of go through and I look at this to see whether that could be a postage stamp. And yeah, it could be. I could cut that out and that could be a postage stamp. And so it's a second look through. It's a second scan to go through and look at pictures from a different perspective. Because for me, I'm always looking for like larger pictures. But for instance, if you look at, I don't know, let's see. Okay, over here. So I can put my little frame here and I could have a little postage stamp of that flower arrangement. Or I could even kind of do that. It helps to make a little mask to kind of give you an idea. But postage stamps, since this is faux postage stamps, I can make bigger postage stamps. So here is Laura's favorite bug, all glammed up from Van Cleef and Arpels. Our favorite ladybug, or over here, a little flower bud, or here. This helps a lot to give you a perspective of the dimensions that you might want. Again, with a faux, I think I've been through all of these magazines. But even here, just as an example, I don't know if you can see this, but look, there's a little tiny lobster here. That could end up being a little tiny lobster stamp. So it's a second look. Go through it the first time around, and then take a different look with a different set of eyes, or one of these little things. I have a triangle one to kind of mess around with to give you an idea of what might work. obviously a square. Let's see. I think that's all I've got. I've got tons of them, but it's just the challenge is kind of to go through a magazine that maybe you've already gone through and you've thought you've harvested it, and go back and take a second look and see what might appear as a faux postage stamp. So that's one suggestion. Another suggestion is, again, to use your stamps. This is a stamp that just a little stamp that I stamped on a piece of random paper and colored it in, and that can be a postage stamp. This came out of my junk mail today. Oops. Another little piece from junk mail that can be a postage stamp. I love Alice in Wonderland, so you can go online and get free Alice in Wonderland printouts, and actually you can type in like postage stamp images. The other thing that I've done is, again, I'm a big fan of using Google Drawings and alternating, manipulating photographs. So it's my oldest son's birthday coming up, and I found a picture of him when he was a little guy, and I shrunk it down to postage stamp size. So if you have a loved one or a child, it would be kind of neat to make a postage stamp with their image. So here's a picture of David when he was, I'm thinking he's 3 years old, and he's all decked out for his Aunt Bonnie's wedding. But I shrunk it down to a little postage stamp size. Now you might be thinking, aren't those rather large postage stamps, Anne? Well, not really. I'm going to show you some real live postage stamps that are, they get pretty big, believe it or not. I've got some big ones, large postage stamps. Here's one of good old Bill. But again, anyway, it's faux. And so you can make it any size you want. And yes, catalogs are phenomenal for these little wee pictures. Absolutely. I use them all the time. And I got some Alice in Wonderland stuff that I can cut out. And here's an image that I copied out of, it was, I'm going to say maybe an art journaling page. And I literally took a picture of it with my iPhone and then uploaded it into Google Drawings and just shrank it down to what could be a postage. Inchy stamps. Absolutely, Beck. That's what this is. It's all inchies. And that's it. This came out of a catalog that I get from a art gallery in New York City that sells Egyptian artifacts. And I just cut that out. And this is a kind of a finished job, a postage stamp. And so I'll show you kind of how you get to the finished product. I'm sure you guys can understand where I'm going with this. This is a print that I made using aluminum foil and cutouts, and then I covered it with the Crayola water markers, and it's of the Freedom Tower. And I kind of like this because honestly, this is probably one of my few original pieces of art. And when I printed it out, it was big. It was 8 by 10. And I shrank it down and made it into what I can use as a postage stamp. So that's what we're going to do. Now, again, you can use any background that you want, that you can think of, any scrap that you can possibly think of. Here is some old text with a simple stamp that I had, and I just stamped that on there. And now I can turn that into a postage stamp. This came in my junk mail today, an advertisement to get subscribed to Post Magazine. And I love this little girl. This is a classic Norman Rockwell. I think the caption is that what won't hurt you or won't hurt you, and she's been in trouble and she's sitting outside the principal's office. But that's going to be a great stamp. Again, this is something that I cut out of a magazine. Now, if any of you, I don't have a decent circular hole punch. And if anybody has one that works, I would love to know, because every single one I buy, it just tears and it jams, and I end up slamming it on the floor to get it unjammed. The other thing are just stamps and bug stamps. Well, I'm dealing with bugs right now. Flower magazines, Janet, yes. Anything that you can look through and find something that's little. This was another piece of junk mail I got today from the National Geographic magazine, wanting me to be a contributing member. And this was a little, and that is going to make an awesome stamp. Now, for backgrounds or substrates for the stamps, you can use anything. Even a little piece, again, you can see this is a scrap. It's a little piece of map. This will make a great background for a stamp. So let's make a stamp, shall we? Now that's a little busy. I think we need maybe the tiger. Well, I don't think there's any tigers in North Adams County, Clarksburg. Let's see what else we have here. Maybe the bird might work. How about a boat? Again, this is all just scrap paper, scrapbook paper. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys, not enough contrast. I don't think. That might work. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. It's not working for me. How about, nope. All right. Let's see. I've got too much on my desk, if you know what I mean. All right. We're just going to go with this. All right. So this is actually a Picasso, a wee bit Picasso. Yeah. It's just little bits and pieces. Absolutely. Missy, are you enjoying Aaron Rodgers as the host of Jeopardy? I know I am. And as soon as I saw that he was hosting this week, I immediately thought of you. Okay, the squeeze punches. Okay, all right. I think Aaron is doing a stellar job, and his sense of humor is so dry and so funny. I don't know what everybody remembers, but long time ago, Meri was going to draw a Aaron Rodgers, and as I recall, Meri, you had trouble with his butt. I'm just saying. I shouldn't say that, but I thought it was pretty. Yeah, you remember that? Okay. I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway. All right, so this could be the outline of the stamp. And let's see, we could make it really colorful. We put that there. You guys, I'm sure, will do a better job in putting the colors together. But again, it's like a mini. Like as Becky said, it's an inchy. Now, to make it stamp-like, I bought some of those scissors, And yeah, you need to finish that, Mary. It's okay. He is a wonderful human being. Now, I bought, and these are really cheapo, but you can buy what they call like postage. Well, yeah, they're pinking, the old-fashioned pinking shears, but these, I guess they would call them all pinking shears, but this is like 6 different. I was looking for the postage stamp kind of crimp, and I love Amazon. I literally ordered them yesterday, and they arrived today. But you get what you pay for, and I figured that was going to be the case. But you want to have the little bit of postage look to the, I know it's faux, but you want to make faux as realistic as possible. Let's see how badly. Well, it's not too bad. Let me glue that on. Everyone okay? I'm glad you're all here. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, that would be awesome. I have to say, since I started doing these hops with Meri, my subscriptions have gone up exponentially. Is a big math word, exponentially. I mean, so it's all good. I'm not on very often, so Now we need to put like a cancellation on that to make it look like real postage. So I needed to come up with like a real postcard. Just kidding, it's not really. But I'm just going to stick this on here. So, and then I'm going to put some cancellation. And there's tons of stamps out there that you can get out of there. No, you can buy that. Or you can make your own lines. You just carve your own lines, but just for, we'll do this. All right, and this is a Picasso that I cut out of a little magazine. And I have some lines, but it's really easy to make a stamp with lines. And I've done that. Let me just get out my stamp pad and turn it around to the right side. Whoops. And let's see this way. Okay. Yeah. So now we're going to cancel this stamp and make it look so real that you're going to think it's a real stamp. Ta-da! So now you think you have a real stamp. It's funny. I'm a member of, I subscribe to Graphic Fairies. And you can type in postage stamps, and they have pages of postage stamps. So you can cheat. Ta-da! But I think these are great, but I think it's more funner to kind of find your own out of magazines. And it's funny because it says in the website, see this? You see what, whoops, it says no actual value. They want to make sure that you don't think that you can use these as real stamps. Talk about, I mean, all of this is CYA, cover your you know what. Now, sometimes if I'm feeling really want to make it real, we need a price for the stamp. I'm sorry, you can't see this. So how do you get a price for your stamp? Easy peasy. Go through the catalog, go through your magazine or catalog and look for a number. So, well, how about 55? Oh, look at that, 55 cents. Isn't that what the current forever stamp is? So, snip. snip. And I really like working with little stuff. I know a lot of people are going, you're out of your mind. And I should have put that down first. And I messed up on that. So if you want to put yes, I am a New York native, New Yorker. I grew up in a place called Wantor, Long Island. That's where Jones's Beach is. But I like the little itsy bitsy stuff, so I can put this here. And if you were doing this, I would suggest you put the price down first. And of course, you can make the price any way, any size whatever you imagine. Stamps are a great embellishment, and you all, guys all know that. But if you go on Etsy or someplace like that, and you look for stamps, it's amazing. The bargains that you can get. There's a couple of guys that are really good. Mystic Stamp Collectors, that's a little crooked, but they had a deal in the back of magazines where you can get 200 American U.S. postage. 200, and I paid, it was like $2, and these are 200. These are American stamps. And then there's a guy that I go to on Etsy, 400 stamps for like $7. And stamp art is just amazing. Look at these. And these are Gigunda stamps. So obviously stamps are really big in real life, but since this is a faux stamp, you can make it as big as you want, or any size you want, and as colorful as you want. So that's a square one. You can make a circular stamp, little kitty stamps. Again, this is a stamp that I stamped out. And let's see, a whole bunch of Alice stuff. And again, this is my own art, and you could do that with your own art. You can just take a picture of it and turn it into a stamp, which I think is pretty cool, personally speaking. And here is a ladybug. And I can color that in with a red marker, like so. And give it some, make it look realistic. Can you see what I'm doing? What's that song? Ladybug, ladybug, fly away home. It's all, when you think about it, it's depressing. Your house is on fire and your children are alone. Who comes up with those lyrics? Jeez. Why do I remember that? So that can be another stamp, and we could put that on. I don't know. What do you think? Sari says 20. Oh, 20. Okay, yeah. Well, Sari knows. So I guess the challenge is to go and look through magazines that you've already kind of gone through and you think that you're done with, and then take a second look with a different lens, a different perspective, and see if you can't see something that you can't make a stamp out of. honestly, I'm not happy with the backgrounds that I picked tonight. I don't know. I was throwing stuff together, and none of these are really working. That doesn't work. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Not real happy with that, but let me just cut that out with these scissors. Now I got these at Amazon. I like them. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. No. That's the problem with that. This paper is not cardstock, so it's kind of too thin for these. I mean, actually, I took some sandpaper to this, thinking that I was going to sharpen these blades, but that was not a really good idea. Oh, that's crooked. Okay, let's see if I can't straighten that out. Okay, well, stick that there. Oh, that's not too awfully bad, but I think you guys are getting the idea about, if you've never made faux stamps, then take a shot at it. It's not that difficult, and even if you don't have pinking shears, you can just use regular scissors, or even a hole punch, and just nick the sides of the stamp. Let's see if we can't find another page with a number on it. Get it in the right order this time. So I don't think we want 104 stamps, 104 cents, 83 cents. Oh, I hope not. 64. How about 58? And we're probably headed towards 58. Postage has become such an issue, but it's still an incredible service that we get. The fact that we get mail 6 days a week. I don't know whether the rest of the world gets mail 6 days a week. I could, Can we? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at a. Well, that kind of works there, right? Is that? Yeah, that's not too bad. I'll do this. Whoops. Oh dear. I'm still hanging in there with the Amazon glue, but man, it is super sticky, and it really is no forgiveness with it. We'll stick this here. Okay. We need to give it a postmark. And I had when you think you're ready and you get all your stuff together, it just means it's a lot of stuff. Well, that's okay. This is a faux postcard. Okay. So we'll just stick this there because I want to be able to give it I want to cancel it. Whoa. All right. And we're going to cancel that. And that's not going to really show up with the black ink. Not a good thought process there. And it's okay. We're having fun. I hope I'm having fun. All right. Let's give this a And we got that. And I've got some other little things we can put a postmark on. And let's see what this is. Stick this here. Registered. There you go. So there's another faux stamp. Hi, Debbie. How are you? So there's another one. And this is you get those popcorn things. I got something in the mail, and I haven't seen these popcorny things in a long time, but man, do they make great stamps. I made these little flowers with this. And then I kind of drew that in. And again, this could be a neat little stamp. Again, you can just do this out of bits. I mean, I've got, look, all of the junk I have. I mean, I've got garbaggio everywhere. And I guess the point is that you can make stamps out of almost anything. This is a little popcorn thing that most of us would, I almost threw them out and I go, oh, no, wait. I can stamp with those and make a little image for a postage stamp. And I can glue that. I just stamped some of these just before I went on, and I just doodled into the the flower thing. So I can add that to a piece of paper. And let's see. I had a bug infestation, and I called maintenance today, and Corey, the bug guy, showed up. And fortunately, I had picked up one of these critters on a little sticky thing, like one of those lint things. And so I was able to show him what it was. And he went, oh, yeah, that's a rover ant. A rover ant, okay. And I thought at first he said forever ant. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, a forever ant? That would be horrible. And he gave me the whole rundown on the mating ritual of the rover ant and explained all of this. And I was trying to be interested, but I was, because these little suckers would show up every night. I had a light on in my living room, and I have a white wall, and I'd be watching TV, and I'd look over, and there'd be about 30 of these little effers, and that's what they were doing. They were effing having fun. And so he did his thing. He went out and sprayed all around the perimeter of the house. And he told me that, in a day or two, they should be all gone. And it's a seasonal thing. Here in Florida, we have something called June bugs or love bugs. And they're supposed to come in May and June, but their whole internal clock is all screwed up. So they showed up. But if you live in Florida, you're probably familiar with them. And man, oh man, if you drive into those, your windshield is smeared, and they leave this oily, gross. It'll literally eat the paint off your car. Literally. Eat the paint. Okay, 1 minute. I'm good. Well, we could do that a little askew. Is that the word? Askew? A screw? No, askew. So I learned all about the rover ants, and I'm hoping that they do not reappear. I mean, obviously they're better than the old cockroach, because that's the worst. The guy was very nice. all the maintenance guys here are just incredibly, they're sweet. You know, he came in, he had a mask on. I mean, they're doing it right here. They really are doing, they're just doing it right. So there's another We stamp. So my challenge is for you guys just to go out and find little things or take out your We stamps and stamp away and cut out some random pieces of paper and make some stamps. And if you don't have a stamp that can do those lines, then there's no reason why you can't do some lines. You know, you can cancel it yourself. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, you know what I mean. You can cancel it yourself. So there you go. Thank you so much for everybody that's here. I so appreciate everybody being here. And again, you know, Meri, you are the bomb, as they would say. And you're great. So everyone else, have a great evening. And we're going to go on over to Aunt Bex. And I know she's going to have some really cool stuff for us to do. So thank you again. Everybody that's here, I so appreciate the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that would be awesome too. That would be cool. So have a wonderful weekend and see you out on the internets as we wander around in the fourth dimension, so to speak. Good night, guys.